Hey, well, good morning to you. And we woke up this morning, makes it a good morning because we woke up this morning. And even though we are troubled on every side, or concerned on every side, we still have to know this is a good morning. This morning, I got up early. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. I've been thinking about the issues we are facing in Jackson, Mississippi, and the state of Mississippi. And I want to prepare those that listen, those that follow with, what would probably be the story that is released by MBI and the Capital City Police. I want to prepare you because it is important that we do not allow those things that are said to automatically put us at a place of anger to the point that we act outside of our character. What do you mean by that? Well, it's not a sin to be angry. The Bible says, be angry, but sin not. So we know that's what the word says. And if you listen to this, I do know this. I do know if you listen to this that somewhere down the line, we've got some connection about this, that we want and we believe in the truth. Well, they have just announced this morning for the first time that the young man that the Capital City Police killed died. Well, he died Monday at 12:30, and the truth of the matter, he was dead, brain dead, when he got to the hospital. So I want to prepare those that are listening, those that have sons and those that have daughters, those that maybe have faced these types of situations. I want to prepare you for, what is to come, and probably some of the things that will probably be said. And here's what we don't know. We don't know the whole story. We do not know the whole story. We do know that a young man is dead, and we have not been told any story. Secondly, we do know that this Capitol Police Department and this particular unit, the Flex Unit, has been responsible for multiple deaths and a little more than a month in officer-involved shootings that stand now that break records for the number of officer-involved shootings in the state of Mississippi in such a short period of time. So it's important that we understand that it is not just Jalen's situation that we are concerned, but we're concerned about all the situations. Two, it's important that we understand that regardless of what they say, regardless of what they tell us, we cannot trust an agency that is policing itself. In other words, we can't trust Capital City Police to be policed by MBI. They are of the same group, Department of Public Safety in the state of Mississippi, who, by the way, are led by a governor who obviously has no real care for Jackson, Mississippi. Not just by a statement he made in Hattiesburg, but by the policies that he's adopted and the things that he's supported over the years as he has risen up the political ranks, that he doesn't care anything about Jackson, and which means he don't care about the people of Jackson. That can't be all right with us. So it's important that as they come out with whatever story they come out with, our understanding is that unit is supposed to have on body cameras. So whatever the story that comes out, we need to make sure we understand it, we listen, we look at it. But before we can even get to what happened, the first thing we got to ask is, why did they stop him in the first place? did they stop him in the first place? Why was he being followed without blue lights in unmarked cars? So much to the point that he made a call to one of his friends because he believed he was being robbed. What made you get behind him in the first place? Secondly, why did you not identify yourself immediately by turning on your blue lights? Thirdly, why did you wait till Thursday morning to report that you killed him? All of those things bring up concerns in an already damaged community. That is why those that know things about the last incident and the other incidents that happened on Lamar and Adele Street and other places, that's why they're afraid to give their cameras. That's why they're afraid to give footage, because they don't trust, and we don't trust the state of Mississippi to do what's right by our community, in particularly Jackson. We don't trust the Capitol Police. We don't trust MBI to do what's right by the Black community. We don't trust you. So we need answers. We need truth. We need transparency. You know, the Bible tells me to seek the peace and prosperity of the city. And there can be no peace without truth. And so regardless of what they say, regardless of what happens, I don't know what all they're going to say, but I do know this, that if carrying a gun in your car and having weed in your car or any type of drugs means that you get shot in the head, then I'm telling you, there will be a lot of shootings in Rankin County, Madison County, and Hinds County, Warren County. I mean, if carrying a gun, and having some weed, then all of us, we need to be on the lookout because we might get shot in the head. But why did that young man get stopped in the first place? The young lady in the car with him says, you followed him, and they followed him. She had just gotten picked up a few moments ago. If you were stopping him, why did you not stop him before he picked up? They didn't get behind him until after he picked up and after a certain point, and they were not looking for him. Here's a question I want you to ponder in your mind. If you are a police officer, if you are a political figure, if you are one of the many people who have critical words to say, if this were your son, if this was the friend of one of your sons, if this was your grandson, if this was your nephew, what would you want done? Would you want to have waited until Thursday for the people that killed him to finally release that you killed him? They killed him? Would you want to be a mother who sat at home every night in anguish and no call from the law enforcement that killed him, whether you justified or not? There's so many things that are wrong in this picture. There's so many things that are that got to be explained. All I know is Jalen Lewis is dead. And Jalen is not here to tell his story. So we got to tell Jalen's story for him. And one thing that everybody that knows him don't know him to ever be violent. So we want answers. And these are issues. And this is an issue that our community is facing. We want the truth. We want the absolute truth. And we want transparency. And we want an independent investigation that we can trust. So please understand, this is not a thing that we can go back to sleep on. As we try to fight to make lives better, we got to fight together. We got to stand together. We got to believe that as we stand, we do so because it's the right thing to do. Over and over again, the lives of our young men and young women are taken way too early. And those that know me, you know that it's across the board for me. And of course, many people are going to bring up, oh, well, what about all this black on black crime? The issue today is the trusted law enforcement that we are supposed to trust took the life of a 25-year-old Callaway High School graduate named Jalen Lewis and did not release that he died until Thursday. They've known that he was going to die and that he died Monday. 2, what we do know is that this same unit called the Flex Unit has been responsible for shootings over a short period of time in this city. And that the officers that work for this unit, which happens all too often, are young men, time and time again. These white officers from other communities unable to de-escalate situations involving people of color. You know what happens? It results to using lethal force when it is not justified. Say what you want. There's something wrong with this force. And if they don't release to you the pictures of the officers involved, I promise you, if they don't do it by noon today, I'm going to release it for you. I got the pictures. I shared the names last night, the alleged names of who these officers are. But I'm saying to you, I'm saying to us, and if you are a police officer and you are a person that knows what has happened and what has taken place, to be silent about this is an accessory. To be silent about this is to be complicit. And here's the big question. If Jalen Lewis would have been a white male, would we be having this discussion at 5:20 a.m. this morning? And my word to you is hell no, we would not be having this discussion. If he was a white male, he would still be alive. He would have woke up in his own bed, So you can fix it in the way you want to. We cannot stand by and allow the lives of anybody to be taken without getting explanation. We want answers, we want truth, we want transparency, and we want it now. So, listen, the word says, pray for the peace and prosperity of the city. Because when it prospers, you too will prosper. If we don't stand together, this will continue to be the narrative. This will continue to be what takes place. And our children, and our children's children, and even some of us are going to pay the consequences. So we cannot allow this to be the case. Hey, we got more news to come. We're going to be hearing from Jalen's mother, grandmother, aunt, and others. But I'm telling you, we're not going to sit back until we get answers for Jalen Lewis's death, and the death of those that have died at the hands, are being shot at the hands, are being chased that resulted in death at the hands of this Capitol Police Force. Hey, God bless you. God keep you. We're standing on and for the truth. Peace.